Okay, everybody, here we go. It is that day, and I'm talking about monetary policy decision day. Yes, in fact, we're going to hear from our illustrious true leader, and that is the Federal Reserve, and how they're going to play us all. It's just extraordinary. What amazing, what an amazing time it is to live today, honestly, with all this that's going on, people. Anyway, look, so this is my pre-market report today, Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. So we are going to hear from the Federal Reserve today with regard to monetary policy. Look, man, you get this already. Nothing matters except easy money for this market, which is a destroyer for the economy and for the people, not just of the United States, but of the world, as central banks finalize their final solution. And their final solution, and I don't use that term lightly here, is to destroy us all, bring us to our knees, and ultimately reduce the size of the world's population by a vast amount. And I think most of us here kind of understand where we're going with regard to all this. So the real thing, honestly, what's happening here is how the market is waiting to see what's going to happen with regard to this. This is everything to the market. Economy doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. It's all about easy money. This morning, stock futures are green across the board. Nothing dramatic, but higher nonetheless. You got gold, silver, and crude. Gold and silver relatively flat. Crude catching a bid. Bitcoin, cryptos across the board under some pressure here. Hold that thought. Now, the real issue is this U.S. 10-year yield. This is where we stand this morning, 4.42. Just a breath away from the low end of the federal funds rate, 4.5. All right. The market doesn't like to be here. You all know that. I've been telling you this for quite a while. Let's see what happens. I will be watching the 10-year yield today, obviously the MMRI, and I hope you guys are too. Again, this is free to you. Use it or not, whatever you want. Link in the description of this video. Let us move forward here, people. So I want you to pay attention to what's happening here. This is a headline from BBC. Interesting. Are you ready? Read this. As banks buy up Bitcoins, who else are the Bitcoin whales? Kind of interesting. So let me read this to you. The price of Bitcoin is close to an all-time high. Okay, we're down just slightly. Thanks in large part to U.S. finance giants. Investment firms like Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity are pouring billions of dollars into buying Bitcoin. In the last few weeks, these powerful institutions have become the Bitcoin whales. Interesting. Now, in case you were wondering where you can buy Bitcoin from, you can buy it right from your bank. American Banker, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and others are offering direct access to Bitcoin. What have you and I been saying over the past few weeks must happen? They have to mainstream Bitcoin. Look, this is happening very, very rapidly. No mystical, obscure design here. This is all it is all on purpose here. The selection of Donald Trump here to bridge us into the new system, the advocate of negative rates and low rates, which, again, I believe the Fed's going to lower rates today after saying, in my view, it's going to be very hard for them to justify it. But they're going to do it anyway. Central banks are out here. They're on a mission to inflate. How do they do that? By issuing and buying back the debt. It's an incredible thing. And who loses? We do, you and me. It's an economic destroyer. So again, the merger of banks and cryptocurrencies in full swing here. And if you want, you can buy Bitcoin right from your bank. This is part of what they have to do to get you to trust it, to get you to accept it. Ultimately, this is where we're going. We all know that. This is an interesting take on things, and I believe this is true. Central banks are also buying Bitcoin, and I'm sure other cryptocurrencies as well. Do you remember what Powell said? This is December 5th. Fed Chair Powell, Bitcoin is like gold. So there is no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure not yours either. If we know that banks here are offering this to you. Banks are buying it. Do you think that central banks aren't buying it? Of course they are. Of course they are. And this is a part, again, the bridge to the new system. And it's kind of an incredible thing to see. And just remember, Bitcoin is like gold. I love Bitcoin. You all know that. And I always get beat up for this. Oh, Greg doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm probably one of the biggest Bitcoin advocates, crypto advocates on Wall Street. What have I been telling you guys for years? You got to buy it. You got to own some of it. Well, it looks like I nailed that one to the wall, but these people are insane. Now, this guy, Michael Saylor, a lot of you guys are writing to me he's not the only guy out right now. Neither is this, whatever her name is, Loomis, I don't know how to say this, whatever it is. So this person here, and not just this guy, are saying, so some pretty heavy hitters out here saying, you know what, U.S. should sell all of its gold and buy Bitcoin. Do you see what's going on here? Are you finally getting it? Are you waking up to the selection, why things are the way they are? Come on, man. It's time for us all to wake up. I think for the most part, those of you that do follow this blog are wide awake. You couldn't be more awake. Anyway, look, so here's the deal for now, for today. At 2 p.m. Eastern, we are going to get the announcement from the Federal Reserve. Okay, my take, they're going to cut 25 basis points. Could they shock us and cut 50? I don't know. We'll see. I believe a cut is going to happen here. Again, you got all these central banks working together to devalue their currency. You have to understand, you can't be allowed to know what's going on here. As central banks, and you get calls from politicians like Trump promising you lower rates, it means they have to take purchasing power away from you. This is a big element of transitioning us into the new system. Again, look, man, I don't know what they're going to use as a crisis in our face to switch us into the new system. I don't even know when it's going to happen. I know they have it. Is it these UFOs? Is it a nuclear accident? It's an accident, of course, right? Whatever it might be, to thrust us to someplace where we don't want to be again. None of us voted for this. Doesn't matter what we want, what we vote for. Doesn't matter what our government, this has become, what is this? This is of the people, by the people? Really? You think so still? And we're going to change all that by devaluing the currency? That's what Trump wants here. We're going to make America great by making his guitars overseas and then shipping them here. That's how we're making America great again. Look it up. You don't believe that Trump's guitars are not made in the United States of America that he's selling to all of you? Maybe you need to do a little research at where these things are being made. They're being made overseas. Overseas corporations got the contracts, not American companies. I guess that's how we make America great again, right? Look, man, wake up. You got central banks buying Bitcoin. You got banks buying Bitcoin. You got major financial institutions buying Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. You can buy it directly from your bank now. Do you see what's going on? Just as you and I said would happen. And the bridge to this new system is being built so fast. Really, my head's spinning around like The Exorcist here. Almost like they knew how this was going to play out before the selection here. Of course they knew. Are you kidding me? We don't know. You think our votes count? You still believe that, right? I'm a really important person and my votes counted. Yeah, sure. Anyway, guys, so what are we going to do, you and me? Look, man, with regard to today, I'm going to be watching the MMRI like you can't even possibly believe. And, of course, the 10-year yield. This is the better place to be looking, in my opinion. But you guys choose if you want to watch the 10-year yield independent of anything else. I think this is where you need to be looking. I'll be watching it all day long. Now, with regard to the announcement later, it's not so much what comes out of the creature Puke Powell's mouth. What this is really about is what he says after. That's where the market's going to move. You probably are going to see some movement here with regard to the debt market. I don't think they're done. I really don't. I could be wrong here, people. Many of you think I am wrong. I understand that. I read through the comments. Oh, Greg, before the inauguration, they're going to crash the market. They're going to crash the market. Okay, why? whatever here, so they could leave it on Trump to bail us out of it, whatever he's going to do. You know, that would be interesting. I'll be honest with you. Maybe some of you aren't wrong. I mean, let's think about that. Let's say some of you are right that are writing to me saying they're gonna crash the market before the January 20th. I believe that's the inauguration day. That would give them an excuse to do what? Negative rates. What is Trump a proponent of? Negative rates. How do we know that? Well, that's what he wanted last time during his tenure. You remember that? So maybe you guys aren't too far off base. Maybe there will be a crash prior to the inauguration. But we have to look, man. We got to weigh a lot of things out. We'll see. Whatever they're going to do is already planned out. It's everybody knows about it except we don't know. Okay, we're the last to know, and nobody knows until everybody knows. You know the story behind that. You can expect negative rates. I would be willing to bet that's where we're going here. Negative rates would be a further step, a giant leap forward to a wipeout of the middle class, a wipeout of whatever is left of the economy as they issue in the new system. So maybe some of you are onto it. Maybe that's exactly what is going to happen. But we're going to see. We're going to find out. But that doesn't mean we're going to change anything. You do realize that, right? I don't care what they do. Let them play their games. We don't play our games. I still say we need to be long the market. We need to be cautious right here. Okay? Absolutely. We need to be loading up on commodities, which are on sale. Obviously, we've never seen commodities, gold, silver especially, more on sale than we are right now. As Bitcoin and cryptos are being hoarded now, it seems, by major institutions, banks who are now offering you direct access. Imagine our shock. This has to happen. This has to happen as we become the crypto capital of the world, pulled further away from a constitutional money system. You know that. Anyway, guys and girls, we'll see. It will be interesting to see how this plays out with everything. I think it's kind of interesting, honestly. All right, guys, with that said, I'm going to let you all go. I hope you got something out of this. Let me know. And we will discuss more of this later during the live stream, 4 or 5 p.m. We had a nice turnout yesterday for the live stream, and I love that, man. So have some questions ready for me. I will try to get to them. If I miss yours, I do apologize. I try to answer as many as I can, all right? Love all of you with all I got. People, look, man. We're invincible as far as I'm concerned. Our strategy has been invincible right up until today. Again, being hedged, yes, being in the market, being long the stock market, dividend paying ETFs, you know which ones I'm in. Okay, everybody knows what Greg is doing. Hoarding gold, especially silver here, gaining access to Bitcoin. Do you think what we're learning now, that central banks buying Bitcoin and cryptos, you got major institutions buying it, they have now apparently become the Bitcoin whales? This is an interesting article here from BBC explaining what's going on here. Here we go. Look at this. As banks buy up Bitcoin, and they're saying here that these investment firms are pouring billions and billions of dollars into buying this stuff, and over the last few weeks have become the Bitcoin whales. Who's surprised? You surprised? I'm not surprised. Do you think this is a negative or positive? I mean, look, man, I know a lot of you think this is tulip mania, and maybe it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just a means to end for you and me. You understand? Overstand? Guys and girls, look, man, you got the picture. You know what's going on. We know what to do. And again, I don't think it's possible for us to be beaten here. We're too aware of what's happening. And that is the key. Raising your own awareness, using your God-given intellect. Listen to that gut. Listen to your gut, man. It's most of us would probably say if we listen to our gut more, we'd be better off. I'm going to urge you to start doing that a little bit more. All right. Love you from the heart. See you later. Until we meet again, people, please take care of yourselves and each other.